Hey, this video contains spoilers for Servant of the Lesser Good. I never watched shows like The Walking Dead because I always knew they were full of lies. The apocalypse isn't this sudden event that turns the world upside down all at once. It is actually an agonizing slow burn. And as a peasant of the 21st century, I naturally despise the self-proclaimed high society. Survive! I do by disappearing into fictional worlds where drama makes me thrive. Especially when people like me get to win, for once. I feed on chaos. I revel in tragedy. I quench my thirst with negativity. I simply feel evil. And the books that allow me to are my favorites. Bonus points if they are bloody red. Netherlight, finalist in the self-published fantasy blog-off of 2020. Did I read this book? No, because this one's not what we're discussing today. Instead, we're taking a look at its prequel, Servant of the Lesser Good. Now listen, I saw the name, I read the blurb, I summoned a demon and I thought, I'm going to love this book. I just know it. And guess who was right? The very first chapter immediately shows you how promising the novella is. It usually takes me a few pages at least to get on board with the writing, but in this case, I could right away get a sense of both the writing style and its quality. So it really wasn't hard for me to get into the story, especially when the very first thing that happens is obviously a kidnapping situation. We're seeing it from the perspective of Marla, or she says she is Marla, when her name is actually Mist, a much cooler name if you ask me. She's the servant tending to the kidnappee. I hope you could hear those air quotes there because they will become relevant real soon. My first assumption here was, oh, Mist works for a family of kidnappers. Well, yes and no. The victim isn't kept hostage in the hopes of getting a ransom. It's because she did something really bad. She applied for a job, and Mist wants it. Are you telling me this is why I can't find a job? Was I supposed to eliminate competition this whole time? Now. There's an actual reason behind Mist's questionable actions, but we don't know it for most of the book, so I'll keep it a secret. For now, all you need to know is that Mist needs this job as a servant for a family of nobles, and she crafts a whole persona to infiltrate the Count's mansion. Isn't this so exciting? I studied English for 3 years in college, and one semester civilization class was dedicated to the joys of the Victorian era. I learned a lot. Classism, racism, poverty, misogyny, corsets. Oh dear, that sounds a lot like modern day. And reading Servant of the Lesser Good definitely gave me those vibes, as terrible as they are. So I had high expectations for the foul nobility, and boy did they deliver on the foul part. I'll start with the Count because his case is typical. He's a filthy, self-important rat. He doesn't appear much, but when he's around, he takes on every chance to show off. Take this one time he asked for a duel to prove his superiority. He's drunk. I don't even remember the reason he came up with to start it, but he was like, hey, I wanna fight. Who will fight me? We'll stop when one of us gets injured or disarmed. Except, as you would expect, the Count broke his own rules and killed the poor Praetorian who volunteered even though he apparently was terrible at fencing. Not the smartest, but I was mostly disgusted by the Count, especially imagining him sweating in his stupid wig. Next in line is his dear betrothed, Talia. Calling her obnoxious would be an understatement. I lost count of all the times I wanted to slap her shitless. But it's not only a matter of annoyance. She is rotten to the core. Remember how the spot for servant was free? Well, it's because Talia sent her former servant behind bars because she'd allegedly stolen some precious jewelry. Here's the thing. Said servant never stole anything. She was framed by Mist and her acolytes so that the spot would be free. But Talia knows none of this, so whatever. Nobles will be nobles, I guess. Throwing you in dungeons and stuff. No, the extent of her cruelty showed the moment she suggested using the dead body of the poor woman as a decoration for her wedding. I shit you not. This monster said, oh my god, wouldn't it be fabulous to have her hang live at the wedding? Like, for everybody to see? That is so fetch. Wow. I'll make sure to tell my fiance. We didn't include this in our wedding plans. Can you imagine though? You're about to say your vows and there's this one hanging corpse peering at you from the gallows. Needless to say, Talia treats Mist and other servants like junk and straight up emotionally abuses her poor 8-year-old daughter. You could defend her and blame the system for making her so, but I got no sympathy for this woman. Talia plays the harp, and she is to perform in a recital that that's important for her image or something. And the piece she will play is named The Ides of the Winter Garden, a symphony that is rumored to be cursed. Not only that, but she also has, for some reason I'll admit I don't get it, a serenade device, referred to as the phase, and that is able to send your mind some dreadful visions while the music plays. I absolutely love this bit. It immediately reminded me of Gloomy Sunday, the music said to make whoever listens to it commit suicide. I found out about this story years ago and was so fascinated that I wrote an entire fiction around it. I'm sure it's still up somewhere on Wattpad. Next noble of interest is a small one. Paloma, Talia's daughter from a former marriage. She's described as an odd little one. In this story setting, amazing. I like creepy kids, not in real life, ew. But in fiction, hell yeah. They're so fascinating. Paloma has a thing for cards and is often dismissed because it's just a game, right? Except she does have some magic in her. This girl can see the future. Is she taken after her devil worshipper of a dad? Talia's words, not mine. Dude's been accused of mingling in some dark magic shenanigans, which makes me like him, to be honest. Now onto a not so noble one. Mist, walking around as Servant Marla when she's really just Mist the Assassin Apprentice. Yup. That's her secret. She works for the Network, an underground organization trying to keep the country from basically collapsing. Alliances are happening in the shadows, leading to civil war, and Talia's marriage to the Count is contributing to the cause. And what do we not want? Precisely that. So the wedding is getting cancelled, and we're ruining it with some killing. Mist is very interesting because she comes off as very tactical, clever, sometimes cold. But as determined as she is to accomplish her mission, she still has this human part of her telling her that what she's doing is, perhaps a little wrong. Normally, I would take a second to consider the morality of it all, but I'm in a bad mood right now. F them nobles. Go, go, Misty! Get 'em! Mist leaves at night to retrieve a mysterious package. Fine, I'll tell you what it is. It's a poison vial. Mist just needs to go to a specific location, grab the vial, and get back home. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Except the mission doesn't go very smoothly. Mist gets deceived, ambushed, and chased after across the city. Sneak level -infinity. As I'm already profusely sweating from the stress, Mist gets in more trouble and ends up pushing a random guy in a river or something. Oh no. Are you drowning, buddy? Sounds like a you problem. We're still in your boat, okay? The way Mist went about this was so clumsy, but still, nobody finds out. Well, there's this one super annoying Praetorian suspecting Mist of nothing precise and for no reason at all, but even he couldn't figure it out. Sucks to be dumb. Anyway, Paloma's dad tries to abduct her. And Mist helps him out. Honestly, good for them. No matter how many deals with the devil she ends up making because of her dad, Paloma's definitely gonna be happier than she ever was when living with her mom. Farewell, little one. I hope you saw it in your cards, because we still have a wedding to stop. The recital. Remember that? Well, the infamous Cursed Symphony is about to curse indeed. What a beautiful stage and what perfect occasion for a little crime, don't you think? Open your notebooks and grab a pencil. Mist is about to show you how to get away with murder. Right before the start of the show, Mist tends to Talia's harp. That stupid paranoid Praetorian was expecting her to use outdated tricks such as poison in a cup of wine. Talk about underestimating our girl here, who puts on gloves and spreads the poison all over the harp strings. And then she does something very curious and dips her hair in the same poison. Anyway, Talia obnoxiously walks up on stage, obnoxiously sits down, obnoxiously starts playing her cursed symphony, and obnoxiously absorbs the poison. Meanwhile, Mist is eating her hair. I'm serious. She's licking the poison off of it. And this is how our target dies. On stage, in her pretty dress, and in front of an entire audience. What a performance. And, well, Mist dies as well. Because who's gonna suspect a dead body? Now don't get upset too fast. This isn't over yet. Something I've omitted thus far is the soul shade that Mist secretly takes throughout the book. Now I thought it was just some kind of drug helping her through her stressful mission, but no. I should have sensed something odd about it, but I didn't. Good job, author. Because yes, this soul shade takes away all color from your vision and makes you feel nauseous, but it also saves you just enough to keep you from dying while also making you look dead. Mist, this whole time, was taking it on purpose to get used to it by the time she'd have to ingest the poison that would, quote-unquote, kill her. Guys, listen. I don't think you understand. Let me repeat this for you. This woman killed someone, ruined a wedding, stopped a civil war, killed herself, enjoyed a trip aboard a coffin, then came back to life. Her job here is done. Jeez, she's my hero. I often mention how my patience has limits. You know what else has a limit? My brains, you're right. And also my ability to contain saltiness. But I will do it just this once. You're welcome. So, let me summarize. Excellent writing, great pacing, interesting dialogues, fleshed out characters, high stakes, satisfying conclusion, no dragged out scene or time-wasting narrative, all in less than 300 pages. I call this perfection. It seems Mist comes back in Netherlight, perhaps as an even better trained assassin. I might give it a go. The book didn't make it as a finalist for no reason, and I kinda want to see Mist again. Only it will take half a forever to get to it, because my life consists of fighting eternal fatigue, avoiding an overbearing family, suffering a poor mental health, and lastly, making videos. This is a cry for help, but don't call 911. I probably won't open the door even if they fly all the way to France. As an end note, I don't know. Tax the rich, I guess? Or eat them. Depends on your tastes. Bye bye, ganchos! Drop a coin in my tip jar so I can become a noble. Until then, I'll wear a paper crown because you're my little ganchos and I'm your queen. My royal duty is being my own fool and also shower you with love. So take this!